Well, you had done a post where you basically put up your son's record next to Tank Davis's record. And there was a bunch of like yes, no's. It was like been a lineal world champion. Your son, yes. Tank, no. Been a unified world champion. Your son, yes. Tank, no. Been in the ring. Been the ring world champion. Yes, no. Been undisputed world champion. Yes, no. Beaten a reigning pound for pound fighter. Yes, no. Would you say that your son is a better fighter than Gervonta Tank Davis?
More accomplished, and I feel he's a better fighter, yes.
Okay. Tank is a beast.
Tank is a beast.
Tank is a beast. He's undefeated.
Yes.
I mean, I've interviewed him a while back. I mean, people have compared him to a young Mike Tyson multiple times. What do you think your son does better than Tank?
Box. He can outbox anybody. When Devin is being Devin, the Devin I know, he can outbox anybody on the planet. We have that kind of skill set. I think that matched up against Tank Davis, that was a fight that we've always liked. We've always fancied our chances. And that's the part of the business. That's the part of boxing, as having two sides, having that ultimate dance partner, right? And Tank and his team, they can't beat both. They can't be Tank and beat an opponent as well. You know what I mean? So they've said a lot of things, but the one thing that they haven't said is that they wanted to fight Devin.
Right, so that's not going to happen.
Not
in terms
next.
of anything that you've seen.
Not next. Definitely not.
Well, right, because Gervonta has a fight against Lamont Roach on December 14th.
Against who?
Lamont Roach.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This was
What are they
WBA.
fighting? I haven't heard too much
champion.
about that fight. Have you heard a lot about that fight? I haven't heard
Not too much.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with Lamont Roach. Are you?
I almost forgot. Yeah, I almost forgot that they were even fighting. But no, shout out to the Roaches, Lamont and his dad. You know, a good team out of Washington D.C. I've met him before. You know, I don't think that Lamont has what it takes to beat Tank. But you know what I mean. I wish him well.
Well, yeah, because Tank he beat Frank Martin in June, which made his record 30-0.
Who was he? Who did he beat again?
Frank Martin.
And that's who? Who was he? Frank Martin, you said?
Yeah.
Who are these guys, man?
Are you saying that the Tank is fighting a bunch of nobodies? Is this what you're saying? That's what it sounded like.
You don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I'm not a boxing guy like you are.
Yeah,
so.
He's only 30,000 years old right now. I think, geez, man, when is he going to fight somebody?
Well, I mean, according to the internet, and there's some back and forth about this, I believe, on Twitter, Gervonta and Shakur Stevenson agreed to fight. Now, that's a name I know.
Right.
Do you expect that to happen?
No.
Why is that?
I mean, because I don't know. I don't think have they announced? Have you heard Tank say that he was going to fight?
It's not official yet.
No, okay, so no.
Okay, what do you think would happen in that fight?
It'll be a good fight. I give it 50-50.
Really?
Yeah, it's 50-50 fight.
I think Tank would take that.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
No, I think Tank is avoiding real boxers. Right? He's avoiding them for a reason. Right? I think that
he wants to keep his perfect record?
Yeah, I think that's a 50 fight. 50-50 fight. True 50-50 fight.
Well, one of the biggest fights that's coming up is Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury 2 on December 21st. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, I didn't think Usyk was going to do Fury like he did him. You know, so Usyk has made me a believer.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's made me a believer. I think that he'll upstage Fury again.
Oh, so you think it's going to be 2-0?
It'll be 2-0.
Right. I mean, Fury is a interesting guy, man. Doesn't look like a world champion boxer, but you throw him in the ring and,
he's a fighter. He's a fighter.
He's a real fighter.
No, he's a fighter. He comes from a fighter family.
Yeah.
His dad, a mastermind within himself. So I expect a fight now. I expect Tyson to come. He's gonna come ready, but I think Usyk will upstage him.
Okay, so you got your money on Usyk.
Yes.
Okay, because September 14th, Canelo unified the super middleweight world championship when he beat Edgar Berlanga.
Oh, Edgar, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think of that fight?
You know what? Edgar surprised me. I mean, I thought that Canelo was going to destroy Edgar. You know, I was kind of fearful for Edgar because his dad is golden. So I like that team, the Berlangas. You know, but he surprised me, man. So I think that Berlanga has a future. He has another fight or two in him, definitely at an elite level.
I mean, do you think Canelo's the face of boxing right now? I mean, you said it was Jake Paul.
Yes.
But Jake Paul is not exactly a legitimate boxer.
Right.
Right? I mean, he's sort of in the outskirts of boxing in this. He brings a lot of money and a lot of attention, but
I think
he doesn't hold any belts.
Okay, so why I say the face of it, because not only does all the boxing hardcores know about who Jake is, but also another demographic, another group that Jake is bringing to boxing.
I get it.
So
He's the most popular boxer.
Most popular.
Definitely the most popular. But I feel like if you don't have any belts,
right,
you can't really represent the sport.
Well, representing the sport and being the face of the sport can be two totally different things.
So
if representing the sport, it's Devin Haney, who's really representing the sport in the way that it's supposed to. Staying down, staying with your team, your original team, right, that he's done, getting to the top of the game, right, and making the kind of moves that he's made. And I always say, like, standing for something. Vlad, you got to stand for something to carry anything, you know? And when they said the Tank, I like his fight style, like what he's doing, but is that carrying the sport when you're fighting guy after guy that no one knows, right? You're not giving the fights that the people want to see you in, so that's not necessarily carrying the sport. I think when you have, in Canelo, you have a guy that's been the face of the sport for quite a time, but now you have the internet, you have the YouTube, you have different ways for fighters to connect with an audience, right?
Yeah. Well,
to push it forward.
Tank did beat Ryan Garcia last year.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That was a real fight.
So I see you went and dug him up, didn't you? Didn't you? You were thinking about that for a second. He wouldn't dug Ryan up, but yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah. And then in August, Terrence Crawford, he beat Israel Madrimov.
Okay.
That was a hell of a fight.
Yes.
All 12 rounds.
Yes. I can't even really pronounce his name. Madrimov, right?
Madrimov?
Yeah, Madrimov kind of surprised me, the fight he put up with Terrence, because Terrence is a heck of a fighter, man. I mean, he ain't nothing to sneeze at. He's the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world to me.
Well, one of my members has a question for you. Damon Wester, 2601. He said, I have an honest question for Bill because I'm a huge fan of him and Devin. Why do you and Devin consistently give away your A-side status to your opponents? Make them bend to your commands because Devin's resume and achievements are usually way better than his opponents are. That's a real question from a hardcore boxing fan.
Well, I mean, we do it for him. What's his name?
Damon Wester.
Damon Wester. Yeah, we do it for you. And that's why A-side, B-side, we do it for the people. It's the fight that the people wants to see. And we've tried to do that. We've tried to make it happen even at our detriment. But I think that's the steps to the Mount Rushmore of boxing, is through the people and not just through the cash register.